This is Hamilton Tiger Cats football on the Ticats Audio Network.
This is it. This is what the regular season has culminated to. It's playoffs. Gotta win to keep going. Tiger Cats, Alouettes in the East semifinal from right here at Tim Hortons Field. I'm RJ Broadhead. I will be joined by Luke Tasker in a few minutes. Actually, right now, he's right at center field of Tim Hortons Field, along with Andy Fantus, Courtney Stephen, Les Brown, Rob Hitchcock. A few of the former greats of the Hamilton Tiger Cats out there with black flags, waving them to the crowd. It is a blackout. The fans encouraged to wear black. It looks great. Tiger Cats have played very well. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. And Montreal, on the other hand, is going in the opposite direction. They've lost 3 of their last 4, but their head coach, Kahari Jones, says he likes where they're at, feels like they're coming together at the right time. And we will see when this game happens. Kickoff is just moments away, and Luke Tasker will be joining us. He's got to run up 7 flights of stairs, so we'll probably have to give him a little breathing time after that as well. So hopefully he gets here before kickoff. There is a lineup change to tell you about. Ciante Evans, he was a game-time decision. He will not start. So Tunde Adeleke will move to the field side halfback, and Stavros Katsantonis will come in at free safety. So that'll be interesting to see how this secondary is able to handle a couple of great Montreal receivers, Eugene Lewis and Jake Winicky. Trevor Harris will be their quarterback, but it will come down to the running game, and we will have kickoff for you shortly. You're listening to the Ticats Audio Network. Tim Hortons Field is rocking for the semifinal. Montreal here in Hamilton to take on the Tiger Cats. And the East semifinal. The winner will move on to next week in Toronto. So a lot on the line. Should also tell you, if you're not in the Hamilton area, it has been snowing all day. They've had shovels on the field. They've had the tractor plowing. And actually, as kickoff is just moments away, this is probably the lightest the snow has been and the most visible the field has been. So the conditions shouldn't be too much of a factor. The snow is melting as it's landing. It's around +1, so it's going to be a wet field. The snow isn't going to hamper visibility. And talked to Don Jackson yesterday, the running back of the Tiger Cats. We all know in snowy weather that the running game could be a huge factor, and he said snow, it's perfect. So he's excited about it, and that'll be a big key for the Tiger Cats, being able to stop the run. William Stanback ran away with the rushing title. Only running back with over 1,000 yards, more than 300 yards than his nearest competitor. That was Kadeem Carey of Calgary. But Hamilton is the best defense against stopping the run, so it will be best against best, and we'll see who comes out. And, of course, Ticats fans know the Tiger Cats have had success in stopping William Stanback in the first 2 games in the regular season against Montreal. Road teams have won each game as Hamilton and Montreal have split. Hamilton got that first win of the year. You think back to Game 3 after the Tiger Cats were 0-2. They needed a victory. If they didn't win that game in Montreal, how things might have been different. 0-3 or 1-2 makes a big difference. And then the Tiger Cats turned a corner, had that heartbreaking loss against Montreal at Tim Hortons Field on October 2nd, and that's when Montreal was able to score 14 points, come back from a 14-point deficit in the 4th quarter. And that's really the only quarter that Montreal has had success against the Tiger Cats. So we're almost set for kickoff at Tim Hortons Field. Hamilton will get the ball first. And the wind is minimal. Pretty easy to tell with the wind. Don't even have to look at the flags at Tim Hortons Field today. The snow is falling, and it's white, fluffy snow. So it's coming pretty much straight down. Tiger Cats in their all black, as you would expect, asking for a blackout from the crowd. Luke and Andy and Courtney and Hitch and Les Brown out there with the black flags to start this game to get the crowd fired up. Montreal in their white tops with blue pants and red socks. The Alouettes at 7-7, 500 record, and the Tiger Cats 2 points better, 8-6. Almost set for kickoff, and back to receive will be Pappy White. No Frankie Williams again for the Tiger Cats. They've been out without him for a while. Sean Thomas Erlington also back to receive, but Pappy White quite successful in the return game in the last game against Saskatchewan, and he made it. Luke Tasker was on the field, runs up 7 flights of stairs, makes it before kickoff, and still in shape. You're hardly puffing.
Well, I took an elevator for 6 of the flights. Then we had to go the staircase. Wow. Fun stuff. It's great down there, RJ. The field it's cold. The snow is a light flurry. It is a great, great setting for a semifinal playoff game.
Well, I saw you out there. You're jumping around. Looked like you had the energy going.
Yeah, we did. Andy Fantuz, Courtney Stephen, Les Brown, and of course Rob Hitchcock. That was a fun opportunity.
Oh, it was great. Got the crowd going, and we know the crowd will be a factor. Almost set for kickoff is David Cote, the rookie kicker for the Montreal Alouettes, who was also their most outstanding special teams player and most outstanding rookie. And here we go. The East semifinal is underway. Pappy White waits at his own 20-yard line. He'll run straight ahead now, a little to his right. He's along the far numbers, and he's brought down. Pretty good field position here for the Tiger Cats. They will be close to the 45-yard line to begin this East semifinal with Jeremiah Masoli at quarterback.
The wind is nothing crazy. It's a little bit, northward off the mountain like it usually is, but that's a great starting field position for the Ticats on their 43.
So Jeremiah Masoli, last game against Montreal, that was his first game back after injury as a starting quarterback. And he got hot after that Montreal game. That's when he started to string together those 300-yard games. The handoff goes to Don Jackson immediately, and he runs to the right behind Chris Van Zyl and Coulter Woodmansey, and a nice gain for Don Jackson, close to a first down. That'll be about a yard short, so that's good production on first down, an area where the Tiger Cats have continually improved. 2nd and 1, they're calling it from the Hamilton 52. It's to Jackson again, and he will bulldoze into the pile, but has a couple of yards, which is plenty for the first down.
I love the approach to start off the game with a power run to the right side. Don Jackson, he's going to be important today, just like Stanbeck for Montreal will be important, and that 9-yard pop to start the game, followed by no huddle. Love it. Control the clock and the ball.
Tiger Cats seem to have a lot of success when they go with that no huddle. Jeremiah Masoli has Jackson right there, and it's another handoff. This time Montreal was on it, and he'll get a gain of about 2 yards on that carry. Yet to throw a pass yet. It's all been Don Jackson.
That was Greg Reed, the boundary half for Montreal, in on the tackle, and he was right up inside the box because Jalen Ackland was lined up tight, almost in a tight end position there to set up the run block, but good defensive call there by the Alouettes.
Now on the 52 of Montreal. 2nd and 7 for the Tiger Cats. Big down here. 2nd and long. Jeremiah Masoli forced out of the pocket, rolls to his right. The pass is high for Tim White, and he can't come up with it off his fingertips, and it goes incomplete.
Unfortunate miss there for the Ticats. It was a little bit high, but almost looked like, actually it was Stephen Dunbar Jr. Was the targeted receiver, and it looked like he almost couldn't get his feet right to get a proper jump to get the ball. A missed opportunity there on what would have been a nice conversion to cross midfield.
Joel Whitford on to punt. He's standing at his own 44-yard line. Back to receive. This will be interesting for the Alouettes. They're without Mario Alford. So here's Quan Bray. He'll catch it at his own 10, and he's barreled over immediately by the special teams of the Tiger Cats, who get down there quickly. And who else? Nick Cross. He's been a star for the Tiger Cats on special teams this year, and he got there in a hurry to make the tackle.
So they're able to use that first drive of the game, unfortunately for no points, but this field position battle, we've seen this a lot in the Ticats' first quarters. They have given up so few points in the first quarter.
Holding. Montreal number 0. Half the distance to goal. First down.
Oh, there's that penalty monster creeping up on
Special
Montreal.
teams penalties. You always talk about it, Luke.
Oh, it's terribly challenging for an offense to put a drive together after a penalty to start off.
Montreal will have their first possession from deep in their own zone. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Welcome back. Montreal starting from their own 5, and handoff goes to William Stanback. We could have predicted that. It's a gain of 4 for Stanback, and this will be a big key to this game, Luke. The running game of Montreal against the best rushing defense in the CFL, the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Ticats came out with 3 run plays and then waited till a 2nd and 7 to open up the passing game. We'll see if Montreal relies as heavily on their run attack.
Stand back to the right of Trevor Harris. It's play action. Harris rolls to his right, finds a wide open Quan Bray, who will step out of bounds just shy of the 25-yard line. A 13-yard gain and a first down for Montreal.
So that was to the Ticats' left side of their defense, and that's where we have some challenges in the injury front for the Ticats. So Tunde Adeleke was out there at a half position with Jamal Roll at the corner. Stavros Katsantonis coming over top for the free safety, but that was an easy little 15-yard gain for the Montreal and Trevor Harris.
Now they're up to their own 25, so they've already made up 20 yards from where they started on their own 5-yard line. Another play action. Tiger Cats expecting that run. Harris has to pass, and he can't connect with Reggie White Jr. It's incomplete. However, there was a flag, and I hear you going,
Yeah, that's costly if this is roughing the passer on Dylan Wynn, which it looked like in the...
Major foul, roughing the passer. Hamilton, number 98. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So Dylan Wynn certainly didn't agree with it, although he's biased, right?
Yes, yeah, I would expect that.
I didn't. The timing wasn't grotesque to me. It looked like a really high effort, Yeah, boy, getting another look at it, I think that's a questionable call, but no less huge gain for Montreal, who's now up to their own 40.
Yeah, that didn't take long. Started from their own 5. Now another fresh set of downs from their 40-yard line. Stand back right behind Trevor Harris, and it is a handoff. He'll try for the left side, had to stop, and the Tiger Cats defense great against the run. They limit him to 2 yards on that carry.
Stanback had 2 of his worst games this season on what was a very good season for him. As we all know, 2 of his worst games were against the Ticats.
Yes.
And they had a very, very good run defense then, and they have all year. And we've seen Trevor Harris already early in this drive open up the pass game. So maybe this is not going to be just the run fest that we all kind of expected as we drove into the snowstorm this morning.
Well, that's the respect that Montreal has for this Hamilton defense. Stanback had 99 yards over the 2 games against the Tiger Cats. Against everyone else, averaged 98 yards. There's a pass up the middle to Jake Winicky. And he's just across the Montreal 50-yard line. Should be enough for a first down for Montreal, and it is with that gain of 10.
So just as they're approaching the midfield zone there, the Ticats ran cover 0. And again, we've talked about the personnel changes. That was Stavros Katsantonis filling in for Tunde Adeleke, who's filling in for Deontay Evans.
Yeah.
But that was his man in a cover 0 situation who was able to convert the first down.
Montreal up to their own 51. Continue to move the ball on their opening possession of this East semifinal. Trevor Harris, he'll pitch it out to Stanback, who runs to his right. And again, Tiger Cats all right there, limiting his gain to just a couple of yards. Another 2 yards for Stanback.
They've had a very weak first down average on this drive. They've constantly been in 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7, what is now probably 2nd and 8, it looks like to me. But they've been able to convert those via the passing game and Trevor Harris. And so, there's pros and cons. If the Ticats can continue to stop the best weapon, that is Stanback, they're going to have to keep that passing game all night, which is a tough challenge.
Yeah, that's a good point, Luke. And Montreal was number 1 on first down yardage, almost 7 yards on average. There's another pass to Jake Winicky, who got himself right near that first down marker, and this will be close to another first down for Montreal. It is a first down for Montreal. So now they started on their 5. They're into Hamilton territory.
Yeah, they've pieced together a nice drive here. The Ticats defense on these second down situations, they're going to have to take some of that air out but of that gap off the line of scrimmage, and they're going to have to get up and play a little bit more aggressively. Trevor Harris has not completed many passes deep in these games he started for Montreal.
Montreal on the far hash mark. They've got 4 receivers on the field side. That's where Harris looks initially, and he is under pressure. He escapes the initial surge of the Tiger Cats and then completes a pass to Keon Julian Grant, who will go out of bounds. There is a flag on the field. The pass came to the right side. That's where Julian Grant stepped out of bounds. We'll see what this flag is. Harris was scrambling around for quite a while.
Offside. Hamilton, number 21. Penalty is declined. Second down.
So the Ticats did just what we were discussing before that play. They came up and played an aggressive man. They took out all the air. They got right up onto receivers, and Trevor Harris had nothing available. But that was a pretty good, decent job by Trevor Harris to escape that rush, because they were right up in the backfield, right up in his pocket, and he got out of there. But I like the play call there defensively. Nice tight coverage, and that front 4 allowing them some time to get the work done.
They're on to the Hamilton 40 now. Trevor Harris not in. It's a short yardage, so their backup quarterback comes in, and it's Shea Patterson, who hasn't thrown a pass in the CFL. He's backing up Trevor Harris, but he has rushed now 12 times for about 20 yards on the season. That's enough to get the first down for the Alouettes.
You know, field goals are going to be no gimme in a game like this with the weather and the wind and the ice. And this field position right here, this set of downs is important for the Ticats to get to their final stand to avoid points on this drive.
Trevor Harris back to pass. He'll throw to the right. There's another completion. Jamal Roll makes the tackle. Quan Bray made the catch, and there's another flag on the play.
Well, the flag's way back in the offensive backfield, but Quan Bray really hit the turf hard on the Jamal Roll tackle.
Major foul, roughing the passer. Hamilton, number 98. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Dylan Wynn again. So 2 roughing the passers on Dylan Wynn on this drive, and Montreal is all of a sudden down to the Hamilton 15.
Such a hard balance. Those guys are trained quarterback killers, you know, and to then have to take it off at the very, very last second is a very difficult thing to do. And Dylan Wynn's already twice on this drive given an easy first down to Montreal. Quan Bray still getting checked out on the sidelines there after the tackle, after his reception as well.
And that's not good news for Montreal. Eugene Lewis didn't practice for Montreal. Looked like he probably wasn't going to play. He is in the lineup. Rashawn Simones is the only backup receiver. So Lewis was the one who was a question mark, but Quan Bray is the one early in this game who needed some attention from the training staff of the Alouettes.
Well, both of the roughing the passer calls have been very, very tight. You could have seen either of them go a different way. Neither of them were egregious. It's just that's how it's going to go. They're going to give the quarterback the benefit of the doubt.
Trevor Harris 5 for 5 on this drive. He's passed for 50 yards. Handoff goes to William Stanback, who keeps on going, carries the pile with him, and he'll get a gain of 5 or 6. And that was some tough yardage for Stanback, who was hit pretty early. In fact, he's going to get more than that. It's 8 yards for Stanback. All the way down to the Hamilton 8-yard line now. And Montreal has some weapons when it comes to touchdowns. Jake Winicky led the league with 11. Eugene Lewis second in the league with 9. Second and 3 from the Hamilton 8. 3 receivers to the field side. That's to the left of Trevor Harris. The handoff goes to Stanback. He is tackled immediately by Ja'Garrett Davis.
Ja'Garrett Davis has some of the most unbelievable get-off techniques on the line of scrimmage. And he sneaks past guys who you think there's no way he's going to be in the backfield that quick. And sure enough, Stanback was tackled right after he received the handoff from Trevor Harris.
Loss of 2. So now it's 3rd and 5, and David Cote will come on for a short field goal. This looks like it'll be a 17-yarder for Cote as he tries to open the scoring in this East semifinal. Inside 40 yards this year, he's perfect. 100%, and Cote hits this short 17-yarder, so scoring first for just the 5th time this season are the Montreal Alouettes. It's 3-0 as they're up on the Tiger Cats. Masoli heading back onto the field to lead the offense. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Welcome back to Tim Hortons Field. RJ Broadhead along with Luke Tasker. Great opening drive by the Montreal Alouettes. They start at their own 5, take it all the way down to the Hamilton 8-yard line, but have to settle for a field goal, and the Alouettes lead 3-0. The snow has diminished, but it is a beautiful scene at Tim Hortons Field. You look past the seats, the stands, and the snow on the roofs of the houses. The lights are on at Tim Hortons Field, so it's a snowy late November day, but still warm enough that the snow isn't accumulating. And you were down on the field. How did it feel?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be an issue. The field is still, pliable. Your cleats can dig into it. You get down into the negatives far enough, and the field's effectively concrete. Nice return here by Pappy White.
Yeah, big opening is he will bring this up to close to the 40-yard line. 22-yard return on the kickoff by Pappy White, and Jeremiah Masoli will try to get this offense rolling. When we come back, you're listening to the Ticats Audio Network. Alouettes lead the Tiger Cats 3-0. Second offensive possession here for Jeremiah Masoli and his offense. Masoli has Don Jackson behind him. 3 receivers to the field side. Now Anklin comes in to help block his play action. And Don Jackson was open, and the ball was kind of right over his head. He couldn't come up with the catch, but it looked like the Tiger Cats had set that up perfectly.
They sure did. And again, Jeremiah just lofted it out because he had so much right in front of him. He had to get it over the rush, but it looked like a little bit of a miscommunication. Don Jackson didn't expect it right there or right then, and that would have been an easy first down. He had a lot of green field ahead of him.
Masoli 0 for 2 so far in the passing game, and he'll be passing again on second down. This time he's throwing into double coverage, and unable to come up with the catch was Jalen Anklin. That was tough to squeeze that one in there. 2 Montreal defenders. Darius Pickett was one of them right there to knock it away.
Jeremiah Masoli saw Najee Murray, the low field half, go with Speedy B on a flat route, but Najee did a great job. He fell off of Brandon Banks' flat route to come cover that curl. It was a close call to an interception there.
So 2 and out for the Tiger Cats. Greg Reed, he catches that punt, had to backtrack. It was a good punt by Joel Whitford, sent him inside his own 20, and he will bring it back to the 24 or 25-yard line. 49-yard punt, and Alouettes, tough starting position again. Didn't seem to hamper them last time. They lead 3-0. We'll be back on the Ticats Audio Network. 4 minutes, 27 seconds to go in the opening quarter at Tim Hortons Field. Montreal leads the Tiger Cats 3-0. Trevor Harris, perfect in passing in that opening drive, went 5 for 5, 50 yards. Alouettes settled for a field goal. William Stanback carried 5 times for 12 yards, so pretty good against that stand-back run. And Trevor Harris under pressure, has to leave the pocket and throws a short pass. It was a hard pass to Christophe Normand. It was low, too. He couldn't come up with it. It's incomplete, but the pressure from the Tiger Cats defense forced Harris to rush that play.
Pressure and a much tighter defensive alignment. They were just playing too far off in their zone coverage in that first drive, and they're going to make it a lot harder on Trevor Harris if they can take out some of those easy short throws that he's been so good at, so prolific at in these last 4 weeks.
Montreal on their own 24-yard line. On that opening drive, Montreal went 4 for 5 on second down conversions. Trevor Harris, empty backfield, has to pass, second and long, and he will go with the pass over the top to Stanback, who looks as he was hoping to have enough for the first down, and he should be close.
That was a pretty impressive throw by Trevor Harris. He was finding time in the pocket, and he got out of it to his right and darted it back on a real sharp angle to his left to find Stanback, who was crossing, against the grain with Trevor Harris. Pretty impressive gain of 9 there.
Cam Kelly in on the tackle, and it is third and about a yard. And the short yardage team comes in for Montreal. That includes backup quarterback Shea Patterson. Crowd getting loud here at Tim Hortons Field. This is a gamble for the Alouettes. Patterson goes to the A-gap, and it was a pretty good surge by that offensive line of the Alouettes. He will have enough for the first down.
Good confident play call there. Kari Jones putting it on his team to make that kind of thing happen. You start to take that risk and look for that reward, and Shea Patterson's done a nice job on both his short yardage attempts today.
A couple of all-stars on that right side of the offensive line for Montreal with Christian Matt and Landon Rice. And that's the area where Patterson went to get the first down. So now up to the Montreal 36 are the Alouettes. Fresh set of downs. Trevor Harris. Play action to William Stanback. Rolls to his right and connects with Cameron Artis-Payne. Breaks 2 tackles. And Jovan Santos Knox finally tracks him down from behind, but it's a big gain of 17 for the Alouettes. Artis-Payne, the other running back on the depth chart right behind William Stanback, comes up with that big play for the Owls, and again with difficult field position to start a drive. They're up close to midfield again with a minute and a half to go in the opening quarter. Fresh set of downs on their own 53-yard line. It's a handoff to Cameron Artis-Payne. He goes to the left side again, breaks a tackle or two, and finally the Hamilton secondary comes over. Jovan Santos Knox also in on that tackle. It's a gain of 3.
Montreal loaded up the box there. They had blockers in, only 2 wide receivers out, and that's interesting to me. Now they're in 2nd and 7 at midfield. I think that was somewhat of a conservative play call here. This is a huge opportunity for the Ticat defense to stall this drive. They need it right now.
Absolutely. Under a minute to go in the opening quarter. A low-scoring quarter. Montreal in the previous 2 games hadn't scored in the first quarter against the Tiger Cats. They've got 3 points here. They want some more, and that pass out of the reach of Quan Bray, who's back after getting some attention from the medical staff of the Alouettes. But he can't come up with that, and now the Alouettes will have to punt for the first time today.
So Montreal, no points, but they get the chance now to flip the field. They've had really difficult drive start yardage so far on their two times with their possessions, and now they get a chance to pin the Ticats deep in their own end, who have started at least their 40 on both of their drives.
A couple of good returns from Pappy White. Joseph Zima into punt. It's a high spiral, and that will send Pappy White back to his own 10. He backtracks a couple of steps, and he will get some positive yardage, but not much, maybe up to his own 12. So you're right, Luke, it will be the worst starting field position for the Tiger Cats in their 3 possessions here. Not much time to go in the opening quarter, just 16 seconds. Ball will be placed on that far hash mark, and it looks like it will be at the 13-yard line. Jeremiah Masoli still looking for his first completion. 4 receivers come to the field side. Masoli hands off, and Don Jackson will get about 3 or 4 yards, and that'll be it for the opening quarter. So it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Tiger Cats. Ticats don't score in quarter number 1. Montreal gets 3 points in this East semifinal. Quarter number 2 will be 2nd and 8 for the Tiger Cats when we come back on the Ticats Audio Network. Start of the second quarter, Jeremiah Masoli completes his first pass, and it's a big one. Jalen Acklin makes the catch right in front of the Montreal sideline up to the Hamilton 35-yard line, but that was big. It was 2nd and 8. They needed the first down, and the first completion is a big one for the Tiger Cats.
Really great job by Jalen Acklin. Flattened out a corner route and got 1 foot down before getting shoved out of bounds.
4 receivers to the field side. The handoff goes to Don Jackson. He does a stutter step, cuts to his right, and he is tackled by Monshadrick Hunter, the Montreal All-Star in their secondary.
Yeah, coming in from the corner position, and he got right into the box there to meet Don Jackson in the gap. Really impressive play by a corner. That really looked more like a nickel safety or a will linebacker.
So another 2nd and long here for the Tiger Cats. 2nd and 8 from their own 37. Don Jackson stays in just to the right of Jeremiah Masoli, but Masoli back to pass. Looks to his right, and he throws, but it's over the head of Stephen Dunbar Jr. It is incomplete, and the Hamilton offense has not got it going yet in this East semifinal. Early in the second quarter, Montreal continues to lead 3-0.
Yep, that drive was able to just produce a little breathing room for this punt and to get back a little bit of that field position that Montreal had gained on their last drive, but a little bit of a miss there from Jeremiah Masoli and Steve Dunbar Jr.
Joel Whitford, the Australian kicker, back on the field for the Tiger Cats, standing at his own 22-yard line. Clock running, early second quarter. Back to receive the kick is Cameron Artis-Payne, and he will get it at his own 30. He drops it, and now has to run to his right. He eludes a couple of tackles, but he's going backwards, which is great for the Tiger Cats, and he's inside his own 15. That was actually Rodney Randall Jr. who came up with that return, and he got pushed back. So, again, Montreal is going to have tough starting position. We'll see what the Ticats defense can do. It's 3-0 Montreal. This is the Ticats Audio Network. The blackout at Tim Hortons Field. RJ Broadhead along with Luke Tasker. We're both in our black as well, taking part. And the Hamilton defense, of course, all in black with the gold numbers. They're out there again, and Montreal will start this drive from their own 20. There's only been a field goal in this East semifinal so far. We're early in the second quarter. Trevor Harris, he has gone 7 for 9 for 77 yards. Stand-back has not been a factor. 12 yards so far, and he gets the carry here and runs right into the heart of the defense. Ted Laurent had him in the bear hug, and then a little bit of help from the rest of the Hamilton defense stops the gain of Stand-back at just a couple.
Ted Laurent, again, he is so stout in the run game, and then 21 Simone Lawrence was right there to back him up along with Jovan Santos Knox. But Montreal this afternoon, has had success on these 2nd and 8s, and here they go again from their 22.
It feels like night. It's overcast with the snow. The lights are on here. Tim Hortons Field, 2nd and 8 for Montreal from their own 22. Trevor Harris taps his foot, looks to the right, and that's where he will throw. It is complete to Reggie White Jr., who will have plenty for the first down. It's a big gain of 19 for Montreal.
Yeah, and that's Tunde Adeleke, who is now playing the field half as Stavros Katsantonis is in his normal free safety position. but that was a very nice throw and catch there. There was a lot of Ticats, and that ball was put right in that gap between the Sam linebacker and the field halfback, Adeleke.
Montreal up to their own 42. They continue to move the football on offense. Trevor Harris hands off to Stanback, gets past the first tackle attempt from Jagera Davis and winds up with a 4-yard gain.
And that's something that Stanback has given the Montreal offense all year. This really, to no fault of Stanback, could have been a loss of a yard or a gain of 0 on the play in 2nd and 10. It ends up 2nd and 6, a somewhat reasonable play call situation for Kari Jones. That's just a big running back and hard to take down, and those extra yards are meaningful in a drive like this at midfield.
Huge effort from Stanback. Montreal on their own 45, now a 2nd and 7. It's another handoff, and this time it's not going to go anywhere. Jagera Davis in there again to get to Stanback, and Montreal try to run on 2nd and long. The run defense came up big for the Tiger Cats, and Montreal will have to punt.
It was Jagera Davis and Ted Laurent in there who had a huge impact on that drive and stopping that before they got to midfield there. We're going to see the front four. If the Ticats come out ahead tonight, it will be in large part as a result of how those guys play for the rest of this game.
Ted Laurent was funny speaking with the media yesterday. Said, you might look at my statistics and wonder if I'm even playing, but he is getting double teamed. So that's opening up opportunities for other players on the defense, and he said he likes to allow his teammates to eat. Ted Laurent, big factor in that drive, stopping Montreal, and Pappy White had to dive forward just outside his own 30-yard line. There are flags on the field. It looked like Montreal might have been
everywhere out there.
Yeah, you're right. Right where Pappy White caught it, and also where the ball was kicked. So we will sort that out when we come back. It's 3-0 Montreal, just over 10 minutes to go in the half. Welcome back to Tim Hortons Field. Just sorting out the penalties. And Montreal's offense is back on the field.
There was a 10-yard penalty, and there was a lot of confusion out there, but Montreal's back on, and I think there may have been an illegal contact on the long snapper, although we haven't received that call yet. It is a first down Montreal. Now they're replacing the kicking ball with an offensive ball here.
Montreal has the ball back. They're on their own 43-yard line. The penalty for the Tiger Cats allows Montreal another opportunity. Cover 0 here from the Tiger Cats, and Trevor Harris tried to call an audible. He went up to the line of scrimmage, now back into the shotgun, dumps it over the middle. It is complete to Eugene Lewis, and maybe got a yard or 2 on that play.
Good job by Trevor Harris there getting the ball out of his hands, but just great coverage. Carriel Brooks let that reception happen effectively at the line of scrimmage for a 2-yard gain. That is cover 0 working properly there. A huge blitz and a forced quick decision by the quarterback.
Montreal 2nd and 8 from their own 45 now. Another 2nd and long for the Alouettes. Tiger Cats defense trying to come up big. Alouettes lead the game 3-0. Harris drops back, looks to his left immediately, and completes to Keon Julian Grant. Tunde Adeleke makes the tackle, but this is plenty for the first down. Another big passing play for the Alouettes, and they're into Hamilton territory.
Jamal Roll, the field corner, had the low cut coverage. He's covering that low zone to the outside of the field there, and that's Tunde Adeleke. Then has the wide side of the field, deep zone, all to himself, and he got stretched too far between 2 points there. Fairly easy reception there for a huge grant by Keon Julian Grant.
So we weren't super clear on why Montreal was able to keep going on offense. It was a roughing the kicker call against the Tiger Cats. And now Montreal continues to move. William Stanback goes to that right side where the 2 all-star offensive linemen are, but still tough sledding for Stanback, only getting a gain of a couple.
Man, Jeff Reinbold I know how unhappy he must be with that call. You've got guys giving everything they've got, and I don't think that the punter was actually contacted by a Ticat. I think it was blockers being thrown into it, and that's just a really, really hard penalty to take. And the Ticats have had a few of those costly penalties, just high-effort mistakes tonight.
Ball on the Hamilton 34. Another second and long. It's 2nd and 7. Trevor Harris has been successful. Nobody open. That pocket evaporates. He fumbles the ball. Julian Hauser has it. And Hauser is into Montreal territory. Quan Bray trying to bring him down, and he does finally inside the Montreal 20. Huge play by the Hamilton defense. Looked like sure points for Montreal, and now the defense has turned the tables.
Oh, this crowd loves that one. Big 95 tumbling down the sidelines with the ball.
They got to Trevor Harris. He fumbled, and Julian Hauser rumbles down the right sideline. The offense coming on the field. Hamilton in a great spot to at least tie the game. We'll have that for you when we come back on the Ticats Audio Network. Big defensive play by the Tiger Cats. Dylan Wynn got a hand on Trevor Harris. Big Ted Laurent came in with a hit, knocked the ball loose, and Julian Hauser went 45 yards to bring this down to the Montreal 22-yard line.
Ted Laurent has, like you said, been statistically quiet, but this game he is showing up. He's in the backfield. He's disrupting the run game and knocking the ball out of Trevor Harris's hand there. I am impressed with Julian Hauser having the awareness to pick that up and run. And you think even if he grabs it, he'll get tackled. That was 4 first downs that the Hamilton offense doesn't have to get now.
The game clock to 7:36. 7:36.
So they'll add 2 seconds to the game clock, up to 7:36. Yeah, it's not the smoothest running by Julian Hauser, but there was a lot of heart and desire. You could tell it's playoff football, and even when Quan Bray caught up to him, there's a size difference there, and Bray had a little trouble bringing him down. So, 1st and 10 here for the Tiger Cats offense. Chance to get some points. The handoff goes to Pappy White, and he tried to cut it in and maybe got a yard or 2. So now, 2nd and 8 for the Tiger Cats. Clock is running. 7 minutes to go in the half. Tiger Cats have not scored yet. They trail Montreal 3-0. Huddle here for the Tiger Cats, trying to figure out this 2nd and long. Tiger Cats in the red zone. Don Jackson hovering behind Jeremiah Masoli. 4 receivers to the field side, and that's where Jeremiah Masoli looks. It's to his left, going to the end zone. It's caught. Brandon Banks, touchdown, Tiger Cats. The defense, a big play, and the offense comes through, and the Tiger Cats have the lead.
And Brandon Banks is back on his touchdown string. He's started scoring late this season, and he's kept doing it, and we can feel the Ticat crowd shaking the floor under our feet. They're fired up after that defensive turnover and a Brandon Banks touchdown. Beautiful sail route to Jeremiah Masoli's left. Past, of course, Patrick Levels, who's had quite a bit to say throughout the week about this game.
He has been vocal, and Brandon Banks gets the better of him there. Great pass from Jeremiah Masoli. Banks' 3rd touchdown this season. Those 3 touchdowns have come in the last 4 games. Tiger Cats lead for the first time, and Michael Domagala comes on for the extra point. Dane Evans is the holder here for the Tiger Cats. Tyler Turnowski has been for the last few games, and Dane Evans in, no problem for Michael Domagala. The rookie kicker puts it through, and it's 7-3 for the Tiger Cats. That's a big play, and you'd expect Speedy B to come up big. There's been a lot of talk about Brandon Banks and not his usual production, but that all gets washed away come playoff time, and this is huge to get the Ticats offense going.
Huge, and they set that up so well. That was a scissors concept. They had a post by Tim White from the outside, and that gave Speedy B to go underneath him on that sail route and gave him leverage on a Sam linebacker. That's a win all day, every day. And it's all started with that Ted Laurent, Julian Howsar turnover and run back, and that's why that turnover ratio is so huge to predict wins in a game. That just flipped the entire game on its head. The first quarter was kind of a stuttering, sputtering first quarter for the Ticats, and now with 6 minutes left in the half, they've got the lead 7-3. Montreal had a even turnover ratio on the season, and Hamilton had a plus 13, and that has been part of why this game's in Hamilton today and not Montreal.
Yes, you're right. You talk about the turnovers all the time, and so true how that changed the vision of this game. A little end around. It's thrown back on the kick to Marc-Antoine Dequoy, and he will bring it up to the Montreal 35. So Montreal trying a little something there. It didn't work terribly well. There is a flag on the play, though.
This was a kickoff return reverse, and that flag, to me, that's hard for somebody blocking there, and I'll bet you this is a holding on Montreal's return team, which makes this a double sort of negative for them on that trickery.
You've been good on your penalty predictions, so I'll expect a Montreal holding call.
They are marching backwards here.
Well, you haven't missed.
Hey, they're waiting for my call to decide which one it is.
Foul, blindside block. Montreal number 80. It's half the distance to the goal.
Much worse, actually. That's
Yes.
half the distance to the goal. That's that return game penalties that are just so critical to the drive start average and into a drive's ability to end up in points.
So Montreal pushed back to their own 9, and penalties. You think about that opening drive for Montreal. 2 roughing the passer penalties allowed them to make up a lot of yards on that drive, and it ended up in a field goal. But the Tiger Cats lead, 6 minutes to go in the half. Trevor Harris, check down play to Cameron Artis Payne, and he'll get a gain of a couple on that. Not much there for the Alouettes.
Any tackle in the open field is a good tackle. That's Orlando Steinauer, and something I've heard him say since he was a defensive coordinator. And Tunde Adeleke found himself in a lot of space there all around him, and it was on him to make that tackle, and sure enough did, to prevent what could have been a much bigger than 4-yard gain.
So now Montreal, second and long from their own 12. Snow falling here at Tim Hortons Field. Trevor Harris calls for the snap and gets it. Looks to his right. The pocket evaporating, and they got to him just as he was throwing it. It's incomplete. Julian Grant will pick it up just in case, but once again, Hamilton defense able to pressure Trevor Harris and make him rush the ball, and the defense celebrating as they head off the field.
I think it was Jovan Santos Knox that.
It's an incomplete pass.
Yep.
On the field, it's an incomplete pass. It's third down.
Jovan Santos Knox jarred the ball out of Trevor Harris's arm as he was releasing it, but great drive by the Ticats defense there. This is a great chance to start the Ticats' next drive across the center field line, which, RJ, we've talked about it throughout the year. That's one of the goals for a CFL special teams unit, is to give their offense the ball on a short field at least once a game.
This will be interesting to see what Montreal does. Joseph Zima a couple of yards deep in his own end zone. He will kick the ball. Pappy White at his own 50-yard line catches it. He's got an opening in front of him. He's into Montreal territory inside the 50 before he is brought down. And it is good field position on that return of 11 yards from Pappy White. Under 5 minutes to go in the half. And the Tiger Cats offense, fresh off that Brandon Banks touchdown, will go to work on a very short field here.
Such a great feeling right now to take the field as an offensive player. You see, you're almost on the cusp of points already, and you know that you got a high probability to make some plays and to get into scoring territory.
Hamilton will send 4 receivers to the left of Jeremiah Masoli. That's where he looks immediately, and wide open on that far sideline is Brandon Banks. Breaks a tackle, takes it inside the 30, close to the 25-yard line of the Montreal Alouettes. It's a first down for the Tiger Cats, and Speedy B and Masoli hook up again.
Unbelievable ability by Brandon Banks to miss that tackle and somehow stay in bounds. I mean, they were right on the hash strip there. and he got an extra 10 yards.
Now on the Montreal 26. Speedy B looking like that most outstanding player from 2019. This pass goes over the middle to Jalen Anklin. He'll be close to another first down. Looks like a gain of about 7.
So now the offense has a bit of momentum here. That Speedy B's catch was to a cover 4. That outside low zone is vacant, and that's where Jeremiah found Speedy B. And then this last zone coverage here, Jalen Anklin was sitting there inside of the Sam linebacker, and Jeremiah takes his time, sees his guy, and makes the throw. 2nd and 2 now.
Slow start for Masoli. He's heating up now. Hamilton on the Montreal 18. Masoli fakes the handoff to Jackson. He's going to keep it himself. He's running to his right. He had his eyes right on that first down marker, and he ran out of bounds. Looks like he has enough for the first down. That's right where he went out, and a fresh set of downs for the Tiger Cats at the Montreal 15.
I like that. You get Jeremiah is heating up. The pass game is heating up, and then you give him a chance to make a play with his legs, which is, of course, one of his strong suits as well. And you get him involved in every way you can early on.
Fresh set of downs from the Montreal 15. Jeremiah Masoli. This time he will hand off to Don Jackson. He went to his left, cut back to his right. A gain of about 5 for Don Jackson.
Both defenses have done a good job tonight against the run game. We have not seen Don Jackson or Stanbeck get huge chunks of yardage. There has been some success, but for the most part, we've seen less than 5-yard runs throughout the night, which is not probably what everyone expected for this game today in the snow with 2 talented running backs.
I was way too favorable. It was only a gain of 2, so 2nd and 8 from the Montreal 13. 4 receivers to the left of Masoli. He will look to the right, and he was trying to do the check down to Don Jackson. The pass was short of him. Incomplete. However, there is a flag, and it looks like it's right around where Masoli threw the ball. And Michael Wakefield has his hands in the air like, what did I do?
Roughing the passer. Montreal number 96. 15 yards, half the distance to goal, and automatic first down.
Well, that's big for the Tiger Cats. So we're inside the 3-minute warning, 2 minutes, 36 seconds on the clock, and the Tiger Cats are in a great spot. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. It's 7-3, Tiger Cats leading late in the half. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Back at Tim Hortons Field, the snow lightly falling, the lights are on. This is the East semifinal. Montreal got out to a 3-0 lead. Then the Tiger Cats came back, a touchdown by Brandon Banks. It's 7-3. Just over 2.5 minutes to go in the half, and the Tiger Cats are in a great position to add to their lead. They're a fresh set of downs, 1st and goal from the Montreal 6. Those costly penalties, Michael Wakefield, roughing the passer, has put the Tiger Cats in a great spot. Ticats break the huddle. Jeremiah Masoli has Don Jackson right behind him. The waggle starts, and the handoff goes to Jackson. He stutters to his right, cuts up the middle, barrels into the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger Cats! Don Jackson runs it in from 6 yards out, and the Tiger Cats extend their lead. The 3rd touchdown of the season for Don Jackson.
He did a great job. He was patient in the backfield, and he ran into a wall of
Montreal. Penalties decline.
A wall of his own blockers and found his way around there eventually into the end zone. Really great job for Don Jackson, and sure enough, the run game does make a big difference here as we start to close out the first half, excuse me.
Brandon Banks has scored touchdowns in back-to-back games, so has Don Jackson. And the Tiger Cats, after a slow start, defense comes up with a big play. Getting to Trevor Harris, he fumbled. Julian Hauser ran it back to the Montreal 20. Brandon Banks got a touchdown, and then a good drive by the Tiger Cats, finished off by a Don Jackson 6-yard run, and Michael Damagala comes on and hits the convert. 5 plays, 48 yards for the Tiger Cats. culminating in a touchdown and a 14-3 lead late in the half.
It took a while to get things going there. You know, that the Ticats offense really, we saw some incompletions that didn't really seem to make a whole lot of sense. Either they were overthrown or there was some sort of miscommunication, but these last two and a half drives have been very, very impressive, and Jeremiah Mazzoli's getting comfortable, and the ball's being spread around to multiple people making plays.
And that's been what the Tiger Cats have been able to do. Keep that offense unpredictable. So the Tiger Cats, having won 4 of their last 5 games coming into the East semifinal, are leading 14-3. And they'll kick off here to the Alouettes. And standing just inside his own 20, Cameron Artis-Payne is able to get up to maybe his 30 or 31 yard line on that return. And Trevor Harris, he has been under siege after that opening drive, but ended up in a field goal for the Alouettes. The Tiger Cats have been able to get to him and rush him, and caused a fumble and a near fumble on the last drive where he was hit just as he was throwing. Montreal starting from their own 32. Crowd loud. Trevor Harris waits for the snap, and he's back to pass, throws to his right, and Jake Winicky had it in his hands, and he dropped it. Julian Hauser was closing quickly, but you don't see Winicky drop very many.
Really was a great route, too. He ran a curl route into the Ticats brought a blitz. It wasn't quite cover 0. They did have some low hole players, but as a wide receiver, I can tell you that feels like cover 0. You don't see much going on in front of you, and it was a great curl route, and it hit him right in the hands. They won't be able to afford many more mistakes like that.
Montreal on the near hash mark, 2nd and 10 on their own 32-yard line. Trevor Harris again looking for someone open, has to run to his right. Now he throws behind him to William Stanback, who gets the first down and a little bit more. Breaking a couple of tackles. He's tough to bring down when he gets that forward momentum. That's a big play for the Montreal offense.
He really is. You can see guys that you think you're going to bring him down with a certain tackle or a certain technique, and guys bounce off him. You can see we've already seen it in this first half a few different times.
Trevor Harris throwing across his body to make that completion to Stanback. Harris throwing again, and this time Jake Winicky on the screen able to get up close to another first down for Montreal. It is a first down for the Alouettes. Minute 44 on the clock. Montreal moving the ball. They're into Hamilton territory, just barely on the Hamilton 52. Trevor Harris trying to communicate. Difficult to do as the crowd gets loud. Harris passing again, looking right. Nothing there. Now the pressure comes and he drops the ball again. Jagera Davis knocks him down, and the Tiger Cats looks like Dylan Wynn had it for a moment. Now it's a fight for the ball. Let's see who they determine came up with this. But the ball came loose as Jagera Davis got to Trevor Harris.
Ticat ball.
Ticats get it.
Wow.
Another huge play by the defense.
I'm not sure who to give credit for yet. There was the entire front four was right in Trevor Harris's face, but he's trying to make that throw to the very last second, and it's cost him now twice.
Jagera Davis, what a machine, a spin move.
Yeah, it sure was. Oh.
Dylan Wynn had it. Trevor Harris took it back. And then the pile ensued, and the Ticats came up with the ball.
Yeah, we're getting another look at it, and Trevor Harris actually swiped it right from Dylan Wynn's claws, but in the bottom of that pile, I don't think Trevor was able to hold on for too long underneath all those guys.
You know what it's like in those piles.
Oh, yeah, especially when it's with Dylan Wynn that you're arm wrestling with.
Tough to win that one.
Yeah.
So, minute 28 on the clock. Tiger Cats get the ball back. on the Montreal 50. Jeremiah Masoli rolls to his right and throws that ball away. There's a flag on the play. That was an odd looking play.
Only about 2 or 3 of the Ticats knew that ball was being snapped. Something happened in a snap count miscommunication, and I don't know what this flag might be on.
Major foul, unnecessary roughness. Montreal number 21. 50-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Tim Croker, the referee for the game, with the call, and more costly penalties for Montreal. Chris Anke called on that one.
I think the play was pretty much over, and Speedy B ended up on the ground in some capacity, but you just can't, whatever happened out, you got to make a decision to not let that penalty be called on you. The Ticats get to start this drive now on the 35-yard line of Montreal.
Minute 22 to go. Tiger Cats trying to add to their lead. It would be wise to pile on. Pass goes to Brandon Banks, and he is hit immediately by Rodney Randall Jr., and he didn't come up with the ball. It's incomplete. Throw went to that left sideline to Brandon Banks, but just as he touched it, he was hit, and the ball popped loose. So incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 here for the Tiger Cats. Jeremiah Masoli calling the play in the huddle. Now they break the huddle. They're on the Montreal 35. Minute 15 to go in the half. Tiger Cats looking for more points. Big down here. Empty backfield for Masoli, and flags fly, whistle goes before the play gets underway. And Montreal pointing at the Tiger Cats.
Offside. Montreal number 99.
Okay.
5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Trying to blame the offensive line for the penalty. Jamal Davis takes that one, and Montreal just shooting themselves in the foot here with penalties.
Penalties and turnovers, and twice now Hamilton started across center field. 3 times now actually in this game already.
A couple of fumbles by Trevor Harris. Jeremiah Masoli gets the snap, doesn't even take a step back, and Monshadrick Hunter right on the back of Stephen Dunbar Jr., who was coming across the middle, couldn't come up with a pass. It's incomplete.
Yeah, it was a very nice pass breakup. Hunter got his hand in there over top of Stephen Dunbar Jr. He really accelerated into that, and it was thrown behind Dunbar Jr. as well. It was kind of it would have been quite a difficult catch, but either way, the drive stops for a field goal now.
Michael Damagala's first CFL game came on August 27th against Montreal. He hit his first CFL field goal against the Alouettes, now trying for his first playoff field goal. And it's good. So Michael Damagala comes out and adds another 3 points to this Tiger Cats lead. It's 17-3 with 1 minute and 6 seconds to go in the half. So Damagala hits from 38 yards. And this game has really changed. Hamilton didn't seem to have anything going, and then that defense created some turnovers. They put pressure on Trevor Harris.
Complimentary. I mean, they've just done such a great job adding to that. The special teams created a drive start on the Montreal side of center field. Defense got a turnover and an explosive play on one shot with Julian Hauser.
Yeah, big return, 45 yards by Hauser on that Harris fumble. Trevor Harris passing again, look to his right, has to go to his left. It's Reggie White Jr. who will get to the Montreal 30-yard line, a gain of 5. Rather, it's up to the 40-yard line of the Alouettes. Under a minute to go in the half. 2nd and 5 here for Montreal. Harris again, back to pass, gets rid of it quickly. It is complete to Quan Bray, who knew he needed to get to the 45 to get the first down. He was just a little beyond that. 8-yard gain, first down Montreal.
Smart play, and they're going to keep hurrying this up to try to get into at least field goal range. 49 seconds left on the clock.
Snow falling at Tim Hortons Field. It's not accumulating on the field, though. Trevor Harris passing again, looking left the whole time, trying to go deep, and the closest one to it was Cameron Kelly. He was trying to track it down for another turnover, couldn't come up with it. It's incomplete now, a 2nd and 10 for Montreal.
Montreal elected to take the ball offensively after that field goal. They have the wind in the second quarter. I'm surprised they didn't try to get a return. Hamilton was able to get past the 40-yard line on both of their returns in the first quarter going that direction. Now they're stalled out, 2nd and 10 here, just shy of their own 50-yard line. A lot of work left in 38 seconds.
It's been tough for Montreal in the return game. Not a lot of experience coming into this East semifinal. They've been trying to piece something together. Mario Alford is close to returning, but not back for this game. Harris throwing to his right. It is intercepted. Stavros Katsantonis. Another turnover created by this Hamilton defense. And he has it into Montreal territory with 29 seconds to go. Is there time to add to this lead?
Yes, there is. He did a good job getting that back, too. Because at a time at this point in the game with 29 seconds left, every little yard counts that he can get on returning that interception. Great for Katsantonis to come in for Tunde Adeleke and get a key interception, the 3rd turnover by the Montreal offense this game.
And that one was even tipped. I think it was Cariel Brooks who had the initial shot at it, went off his fingertips, and Katsantonis was right there. Good concentration by the rookie to come up with that one. His first CFL interception. Jeremiah Masoli right from midfield. Throws to his right. It is complete to Jalen Acklin. He breaks one tackle. Can't break the second one. Randall brings him down.
Great job there by Acklin getting out of bounds. Oh, they're going to call him inbounds. That's interesting.
Yeah, he was trying to get out.
Yeah, he disagrees.
So a gain of 6 for the Tiger Cats.
They reasonably need 8 yards here to get into field goal range, depending on how Domagala feels with this wind and snow.
15 seconds, clock running. Jeremiah Masoli. Quick throw to his right. That is caught by Don Jackson out of the backfield. He is across for the first down, but now the clock is the main factor. Is this enough to bring Domagala on? There's 8 seconds. Can you run another play here, Luke?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised even if they do a quarterback sneak, if they want to center the football. That all depends on Domagala's preference of hash. If he has one, if they can sneak a run here and get 2 or 3 extra yards, that's huge. They're right at the 40-yard line, which in my mind, that would be just about as far as you'd try a field goal in this weather.
8 seconds. Jeremiah Masoli in the pocket. Clock ticking. He's going for it. End zone. Stephen Dunbar double coverage. It's incomplete. Dunbar couldn't come up with it. They went for it. There is a second on the clock.
Yeah, great play. That ball needed to get thrown a little bit further out. It's a low probability throw already.
Contact on a receiver. Montreal number 12. 10-yard penalty.
Oh, another penalty on Montreal.
You know, I mean, not to say that Tommy Condell and Jeremiah Masoli called for that or wanted that, but, you know, every time you throw a ball downfield, that allows for these defensive backs to make a mistake like that. And now Domagala just got a huge break on what would have been an incredibly impressive and his season long of a 48 or 47-yard field goal. Now that turns into a much more reasonable 37-yarder with a second left. These penalties are killing Montreal.
Oh,
absolutely
Luke. Yes, they have taken a ton of penalties. Michael Domagala, there's a second on the clock remaining in the half. Field goal attempt is good. Domagala 2 for 2. And he adds to the Tiger Cats lead at the end of the half. The rookie kicker comes through with another 38-yarder. 2 38-yarders, another rookie, Stavros Katsantonis. Huge interception, and the Tiger Cats, after a slow start, they trailed 3-0, but 20 unanswered points to end the half, and the Tiger Cats lead the East semifinal 20-3. Tiger Cats at the half with Louis B. and Andy Fantuz is next on the Ticats Audio Network.
Ticats Audio Network.
All set for the second half here at Tim Hortons Field. Tiger Cats leading the Montreal Alouettes 20-3 in the East semifinal. The winner moves on to play the Toronto Argonauts at BMO Field next Sunday. The Tiger Cats with a healthy first half lead. The fourth quarter is the one quarter where they've been outscored this year. So the Tiger Cats, they're aware of that. They'll want to make sure that they keep things very, very clean here and don't turn the ball over. Montreal's turned the ball over 3 times, and they've taken penalties at bad times, and that's really changed the game, Luke.
Yeah, and it has been a complementary approach to the Hamilton. To make for 20, it hasn't just been an offensive show, right? I mean, the defense has done an unbelievable job of taking the ball away. The return game has been sound. The coverage teams have been solid. Montreal has had to start consistently deep into their own end, and it's been a culmination of just aggressive, the blackout Ticat football team. And Montreal really hasn't had success in any phase yet. And after that slow start of the first quarter, it has been all Hamilton. Yeah,
that turnovers have come up big. The defense, like you said, Luke, has come up big. Hamilton scored on 4 straight possessions, and Montreal's turned the ball over in 3 of their last 4 possessions. Tiger Cats leading 20-3. And in the 2 regular season games against Montreal, the Alouettes have not scored in the third quarter. Traditionally a very good quarter for the Tiger Cats. Montreal will receive to begin the second half. And they've got Cameron Artis-Payne and Keon Julian Grant back there. So they don't have a real experienced kick returner. I guess the Tiger Cats have kind of found one now in Pappy White, who's emerged in the absence of Frankie Williams, the injury to Frankie Williams. So Pappy White has been a nice find for the Tiger Cats. Really helped that return game, and Montreal struggled with it.
It's allowed Brandon Banks as well to just sort of be the all-star wide receiver that he has been in his career and not have to worry about that extra responsibility. Pappy White's shown up a few times today.
Michael Domagala, he had 2 field goals in that opening half, and he kicks off. Cameron Artis-Payne takes it at his own 20, bursts up the middle, and he will get close to the Montreal 35-yard line on that 17-yard return. So Trevor Harris and this Montreal offense really sputtered late in the half, turning the ball over. There is an injured Hamilton Tiger Cat. Looks like Lorenzo Malden is down being looked at. He's about at the Hamilton 36-yard line.
That would be a big loss if he can't continue to participate today. When he's able to get in the defensive front 4, he makes a difference, and on special teams, he's unbelievably impactful. Pretty much on every single special teams unit for the Ticat, and he does look to be in some substantial pain on the sidelines there. The training staff is out on the field attending to him with players sort of gathering around in support as well.
So he's on his knees. His head is down on the turf. Hands are by his helmet. And a few Tiger Cats have come over, including Jagarrett Davis. Chris Van Zyl is there. Carriel Brooks, and Malden has not moved much. Looks like he's up on his hands now. And he's going to be helped by Jagarrett Davis and Chris Van Zyl. And that does not look good for Lorenzo Malden, as he needs to be helped to the sideline. Nico Kalinic comes over to help Chris Van Zyl. And Lorenzo Malden not putting much weight on that left leg. So he's taken to the sideline. And Montreal set to go to work from their own 33-yard line. The Hamilton defense, big story in that opening half, creating 3 turnovers. Trevor Harris passes to his left. It is complete to Eugene Lewis. Just his second reception today, but it is enough for a first down.
Perfectly thrown ball by Trevor Harris. Comfortable space in the pocket for him to take his regular drop. Nice throwing form, and he put that where only Eugene Lewis was able to get it, right on the sidelines for a first down.
Montreal now up to their own 44-yard line. The snow is falling in Hamilton. It's not accumulating on the field. It is overcast, so the lights have been on at Tim Hortons Field. Hamilton leading 20-3 early in the second half. Trevor Harris delayed handoff to William Stanback. That did not fool the Hamilton defense. Jovan Santos knocks there again, and it's a minimal gain of a couple of yards for Stanback.
That has been the strength tonight for the Hamilton defense, is their ability to keep Stanback's impact for the Montreal offense reasonably, ineffective, I guess. And now this is a 2nd and 8, which they've been up against all night.
We're into the second half. Stanback has rushed 10 times for 21 yards. Now 2nd and 8, Montreal on their own 46. Trevor Harris, empty backfield. Stanback in there as a blocker, and Harris back to pass, but this is blown down with flags flying before he gets an opportunity to release that ball.
Procedure. Montreal number 68. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Montreal has taken penalties at poor times in this game.
Yeah. Davis Foucault, the left guard for Montreal, another costly penalty, and that continues from what they were dealing with for the entire first half. 2nd and 12 is no easy challenge to overcome here and keep this drive alive.
Montreal going with 3 receivers to the boundary side. Trevor Harris looks that way, pump fakes, now he rolls to his right. Passes to Stanback, and he had it in his hands and could not hang on. It's incomplete. And Montreal is going to punt on the opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, their mistakes continue. That was a straight drop by Stanback, not a natural receiver, but still a very easy play to make. And he did have blockers set up in front of him to potentially convert that 2nd and 12, unable to do so. And Montreal has to right the ship very quickly here.
Joseph Zima back at his own 26-yard line to kick this football. And it's a pretty good kick. Pappy White drifts inside his own 20. Makes the catch on the outside of the numbers. Tries to cut back to the open field. Can't do it. Montreal is able to bring him down at the 26-yard line, and that's where Hamilton will begin on offense. When we come back, Tiger Cats lead 20-3. It's early in the second half. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Great to have you with us for the East semifinal. RJ Broadhead along with Luke Tasker on the Ticats Audio Network. Early second half. Hamilton getting its first chance on offense after a good showing by the defense to begin the second half. Defense creating 3 turnovers in that opening half, allowing the Ticats offense to score on 4 straight possessions. They'll try to make it 5 now into the third quarter. Starting from their own 26-yard line, 4 receivers to the left of Masoli. That is the field side. Now Speedy B cuts in front of Masoli. The pass goes to Tim White. First time he's been targeted. Leading receiver and all-star for the Tiger Cats. And that is an 11-yard gain. Tim White getting a first down on his first reception today.
That was a wonderfully executed wide receiver screen to Jeremiah Mazzoli's left. Brandon Banks motioned away from that formation to the right, and then Stephen Dunbar Jr. set up his blockers very well and caught that in great position with open field ahead of him. Nicely done by the Hamilton receiving corps.
1st and 10, Hamilton on their own 37-yard line. Now 4 receivers to the right of Masoli. This is a handoff to Don Jackson. Went to his left, cut back up the field, and gets a gain of 3. It's been tough for the running backs today.
Yeah, there has not been much happening on the ground, and that's another 2nd and 8 now that Hamilton will have to face after a pretty stout defensive stop there by the Montreal front. And that's sometimes that's just how it goes. I mean, Don Jackson many times this year has been a huge part, and he did get the touchdown in the first half here, but it's going to be about Jeremiah and his receivers continuing to make plays throughout the night.
Touchdown by Don Jackson, as he mentioned, Luke, and Brandon Banks. 2 field goals from Michael Damagala. It's a 20-3 lead for the Tiger Cats. 2nd and 7 here from their own 40. Jeremiah Masoli steps back. Now he's under pressure. Gets away from Woody Barron, and he passes, trying to go up the middle. He intended it for Stephen Dunbar, and Monshadrick Hunter dove in front to knock it down. It's incomplete.
Great job by Jeremiah to not get tackled for what would have been an enormous loss of yards there, but that was a high-risk throw back across the middle. It could have easily been a costly turnover, and too many of those, and you level this playing field back to what Montreal has done due to their turnovers.
Well, it's true. In that game on October the 2nd, still in the back of the minds of the Tiger Cats and, of course, Ticats fans, where Montreal was down by 14 points and was able to come back in that fourth quarter. It's a 17-point lead for the Tiger Cats. Joel Whitford on to punt. And Greg Reed catches it at about his own 25-yard line, gets up past the 30. A gain of 7, so not a huge return for the Alouettes there. They will start from just outside their own 30-yard line. It's 20-3, early third quarter. Ticats lead. We'll be back. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Welcome back. RJ Broadhead along with Luke Tasker. Montreal was on their 32-yard line, but unnecessary roughness penalty, and they're moved back another 15 yards. So they'll have to start this drive from their 17. Snow beginning to fall heavier at Tim Hortons Field. Hard to believe it's right around 3 o'clock Eastern time. It is dark under the lights at Tim Hortons Field. It's overcast. Trevor Harris going deep. He's complete to Eugene Lewis down that right sideline, and that is massive gain. Biggest gain of the day for the Montreal Alouettes. They're into Hamilton territory. 46-yard reception by Eugene Lewis, who was not used much in the first half, had 1 catch for 2 yards.
Nope, and that's something that Trevor Harris has not done too well with his short time in Montreal, is explosive plays in the pass game downfield. They've been waiting to break one open like that and for Eugene Lewis to make a big impact on this game.
All of a sudden they're on the Hamilton 47, the handoff. Goes inside, one of the biggest gains on the ground for Montreal, and William Stanback, he'll be close to a first down on that carry. It's like about 8 yards.
It's amazing how those good plays compound on each other. You just said it. They have not been able to get 8 yards on a run in the run game yet tonight, and they bust an explosive pass play with Eugene Lewis, and then Stanback the very next snap puts them in a second and 2 or 2.5 seconds here. That momentum is a real function of the game.
If you're just tuning in, Ciante Evans' game-time decision could not go, so Tunde Adeleke is moved to the half, and Stavros Katsantonis is at safety. That's better by the Hamilton defense on that handoff. They immediately are able to make a stop, and looks like Jovan Santos Knox is in there again, and Montreal will lose yards on that.
This is a tough decision here, and it looks like Trevor Harris is going to stay on the field for this 3rd and 3.
Wow. Do you like the call?
This would be a 47-yard kick. Hard to say what Tim Hortons Field is doing right now with the wind. There's some of it, but I couldn't tell you which way it's going exactly. So, it might be go time for the Montreal offense. They certainly think it is, and with 9 minutes left in the third quarter, they're going to go for it with 3rd and 3.
From their own 40, the whole Hamilton sideline getting this crowd going. Trevor Harris back to pass, goes over the middle. It's complete to Jake Winicky. He's inside the 30-yard line, and they do keep this drive going with that second down reception. Jake Winicky, his 23rd second down reception of the season. He was 4th in the regular season in that category. That's a big one.
Big, very effective waggle by Winicky there to get inside leverage on Tunde Adeleke, who again is not playing his normal position at free safety. Nice little dig across the middle. Great conversion by the Montreal offense.
They're looking good here. Fresh set of downs on the Hamilton 28. Harris, he's looking for end zone. And it's caught. Eugene Lewis on that right side. Looked like pretty good coverage. And he was able to come up with the ball. So Eugene Lewis, a huge factor in this drive for Montreal that culminates in a touchdown. And they're right back in this East semifinal.
Trevor Harris just put it up and gave Eugene Lewis a chance to do what he could with it. And you're right, Des Lawrence was really, he actually had a step on him downfield, but Eugene Lewis' strength and that just awareness of the ball and the flight time, he was able to sort of get back in position and gain leverage to Des Lawrence there and go up and grab the ball at its highest point. Really impressive play.
10th touchdown of the season for Eugene Lewis. He was invisible in the first half, huge on that drive. The extra point from Cote is good, and now it's down to a 10-point lead for the Tiger Cats with just under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's 20-10. Hamilton leads in the East semifinal. We'll be back on the Ticats Audio Network. Montreal, big plays from Eugene Lewis. He had 2 yards receiving in the opening half, 85 yards now in the second half and a touchdown. And Hamilton leads 20-10, and right after a Montreal touchdown, how about that? Here at Tim Hortons Field, they play Sweet Caroline, get the crowd back into it, get the blackout loud again.
That's complimentary football right there when the DJ and everybody's in on it.
Well, Montreal kicking off. It's a snowy day in Hamilton. The snow's falling, but it's warm enough that it's not accumulating on the field. Here's Pappy White. Pretty good return here for the Tiger Cats on that far side, running up the numbers, cuts to the middle, and he'll be past the 35, close to the 40-yard line as the Tiger Cats offense will try to get going here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that is a nice job by Pappy White there. He made a few guys miss to get an extra 6-7 yards and to get this drive start out past the 35.
7:51 to go in the third quarter. It's a close East semifinal now after that big touchdown by the Alouettes. Tiger Cats trying to answer. Ball on the far hash mark at the 35-yard line. 3 receivers to the boundary side. Now Tim White comes over to the field side, and that's where the pass comes. It's a good catch by Jalen Ackland. A hard throw, a quick one from Jeremiah Masoli. Ackland reached out, hauled it in for a gain of 9.
Najee Murray, the field half for the Montreal Alouettes, was coming downhill fast. Great job by Ackland to catch that and get out of the way of that, what would have been an explosion of a tackle.
Masoli comes under center, short yardage, cuts to his right behind the push of Coulter Woodmansey, Chris Van Zyl, and he should have enough for the first down. Yes, they are moving the sticks, so fresh set of downs here for the Tiger Cats. Ball on the 45-yard line. Clock running. 6 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Tiger Cats lead 20-10. Toronto awaits the winner of this game next week at BMO Field. Jeremiah Masoli gets Stephen Dunbar in motion. Nico Kalinic, a couple of nice moves by Don Jackson. He was juking and jiving, does a spin move, and ends up with a gain of 2.
Again, just hard fought yards on the ground. 2nd and 8. Ticats have been able to overcome that on occasion tonight, but that is never an easy play call here. We'll see if they can get across this mid-center line for the first down.
Ticats had a slow start to the game, and now a bit of a slow start in the third quarter. This would be big if they can convert here from their own 47. 2nd and 8. Jeremiah Masoli. 3 receivers to the field side. That's to his right, and that's where he's looking, and that's where he passes, but the ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage by Montreal, and it goes incomplete. Looks like Michael Wakefield, he's the one celebrating, and he was the one who got a hand on it to knock it down, and another punting situation here for the Ticats.
Montreal brought a zone blitz, Sam and Will, off of either edge of their defensive rush, and Speedy B was sitting right in a low zone, right where he needed to be, and Jeremiah was on it. Would have been a beautiful conversion if not for the batted down pass.
It's a beautiful scene here at Tim Hortons Field. If you like the snow falling, under the lights, Joel Whitford on to punt. Greg Reed back at his own 20-yard line. Whitford kicks it to the right of Reed, winds up at the numbers. Now he cuts back into the middle of the field to his left, and he'll get close to the 30-yard line, but there is a flag.
Boy, this is the second time Montreal has, the second punt in a row, I should say. They're going to start their drive off with a penalty in their return game. So costly. Now they were able to turn it into points last time, but
we will have this Montreal possession when we come back. It's 20-10, Ticats on the Ticats Audio Network. Welcome back. Montreal about to start this drive. The Hamilton defense putting their arms in the air to get the crowd going, and Trevor Harris joined in as well. Bring it on, he says. Let this crowd be loud. Throws to his left. It's complete to Jake Winicky, and he will be a gain of 4. Pass was behind the line of scrimmage, so Winicky able to get some positive yardage.
Again, Montreal, while we were away on break, that this drive again is starting off with a penalty that they took in their return game, and they have to once again start well backed up into their own end. Now they're 2nd and 5 on their 15, but it's a long field to drive each time you're starting with a penalty like that.
They were able to score on their last drive in a similar situation. Let's see, big second down here. Trevor Harris throws to his right. It's caught by Reggie White Jr., and it is a first down. So another second down conversion here for the Alouettes.
Again, the Ticats defensive secondary is a little out of sorts. They're not where they're supposed to be due to injury, and that's Tunde Adeleke again playing the field half position today. He's been targeted a few times. They're gonna keep doing that. So far, they've had some reasonable success out there today.
20-10, Tiger Cats lead. Just over 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Montreal on their own 21-yard line. Far hash. Fake handoff to stand back. It's a pass to that right sideline. Eugene Lewis able to catch it. He was stationed right at the first down marker, and it looks like he should have enough for another first down. So he put himself in a great spot to catch that ball right at the sideline.
Well, twice on the last drive, he hit a nice long go route against Des Lawrence to Trevor Harris's right, and that was a really neat little comeback that he just ran and gave himself a lot of space against Des Lawrence on that same side of the field.
Montreal have some breathing room from their goal line now. They're up to their 32-yard line. Another 1st and 10. Harris looking left the whole time, and it is another completion. Jake Winicky, he's brought down hard by Tunde Adeleke, but it's another first down for Montreal.
This kind of looks similar to what we were seeing in the first quarter of this game. Trevor Harris is sort of comfortable in the pocket. The rush isn't getting there quite fast enough to take away what has been some quick, easy decisions for him. Less than 10-yard throws they're moving the ball down the field like they did early on this game.
Eugene Lewis, 3rd leading receiver in the league. Jake Winicky was 5th. Trevor Harris, 9 for 10 in this second half. Now up to their own 44. Harris back to pass again. That pocket, it's gone, and he's sacked. Jagera Davis, part of a group who was there to bring him down, and a big quarterback sack for the Tiger Cats defense. Harris took too much time. This is what happened in the opening half, too. He was really moving the ball, and then that defense started to break through and start putting pressure on him. He fumbled a couple of times in that opening half, threw an interception. Now 2nd and 14, a loss of 4 on that sack. Montreal on their own 40-yard line. Harris looking to his left again, dropped back about 4 steps, and he's in trouble again. He's going to run it himself, and he's hit hard as he got to the 50-yard line. Simone Lawrence laid that hit on him. Harris was thinking first down and nothing more. He wasn't going to slide for it and got about close to 10 yards, but that'll still put them 5 yards short of the first down.
Great job again. The Hamilton secondary did just what we saw earlier in the game. They tightened up a little bit, took away the quick answer, and then allowed the rush to get in there for that sack. Again, on that second down, nice coverage and forced Trevor Harris to try to run for that 15-yard gain.
Short kick from Zima. Pappy White catches it. Not a lot of room to work right near the sideline, so he gets up to the 30-yard line. Minute and a half to go in the third quarter. 20-10. Montreal hadn't scored in the third quarter against Hamilton in the regular season. They got their first touchdown of the game here.
You really got to hand it to the defensive front four for Hamilton right now. They are the position group that's standing out to me. All the sacks that they've made and the fumbles that they forced in the first half, and then they just stole that momentum and that drive away from Montreal there, which was they were moving the ball down the field for the second time this quarter until that sack by Jagarrett Davis.
Jeremiah Masoli, a quick flip to Tim White, who was cutting right in front of Masoli, and I think that'll go down as a pass, and Tim White was able to get 12 yards for the first down.
I love how Tim White catches this running across Jeremiah Masoli's face, and they do it very quickly, but when he realizes it's time, he puts a foot in the ground and goes directly vertical for the first down.
Masoli with an empty backfield, and there's another flip. This time it's to Brandon Banks. He's running to the left, gets around one tackle. Now he's forced back and forced out of bounds by Ty Cranston, and that was not as productive for the Tiger Cats. Looks like they might have lost a couple on it.
It's been that way all year for the Ticats in their usage of wide receivers in the run game or shovel pass game, whatever you want to call that, in the short yardage game. It's kind of a risk-reward thing. You break them loose or you get a 12-yard gain like Tim White, and then sometimes it's a lot of lateral work to try to get a positive gain, and that did not work out there for Speedy B. Loss of 2.
Hamilton on their own 41. Second and long here for the Tiger Cats. Jeremiah Masoli back 3 steps, stays in the pocket, throws to his right, and coming in to make that catch is Jalen Anklin, and he's got enough for the first down. Across midfield, Jalen Anklin coming up with a big second down catch. That is all for 3 quarters in this East semifinal. Hamilton moving the ball. They'll have a fresh set of downs from midfield when the fourth quarter begins. When we come back, the Ticats lead 20-10. This is the Ticats Audio Network. 1 quarter to go in the East semifinal. Tiger Cats lead 20-10 over the Montreal Alouettes. Start of the fourth quarter here. Tiger Cats right at midfield, 1st and 10, and that's not a good start to the fourth quarter. The flags, how many of them? 4 of them come flying before the ball's even snapped.
Hamilton, number 57. 5-yard penalty.
The vet, Brandon Revenberg. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We've seen both teams tonight just really take some steam off of their own drives with some avoidable penalties like that one. 1st and 15, you're thinking get half right here. You need to get this 8 yards here and put yourself in a reasonable second down.
Brandon Revenberg, the East Division most outstanding offensive lineman. So early fourth quarter. 1st and 15 for the Tiger Cats from their own 50. Jeremiah Masoli under pressure, has to throw quickly, and he does complete it to Don Jackson, who looked like he bobbled it and got it back, and they will get close to half back on that play.
They did it. That was an unbelievable job by Jeremiah Masoli. They brought the pressure, the Montreal defense, and Jeremiah at the very last second found Don Jackson, who, you're right, kind of caught it, got it punched out of his hands, and then held on to it for a gain of 7.5 yards, exactly half of what they needed.
Just like you called it.
Hey, you know.
So 2nd and 8, now on the 53 of Montreal. Again, pressure on Masoli. He runs to his left, completes to Brandon Banks. It's a first down on the near sideline, and Banks did step out of bounds. He thought he might have stayed in, and that would have been a touchdown if he had. Well into Montreal territory now.
Brandon Banks ran a little comeback to the far left side of the field and just, I mean, he doesn't weigh a $150 maybe, even with the snow and ice on his cleats right now. And with that speed and his ability to stop on a dime, that is a vicious route that he runs to the sidelines there.
Fourth catch, 57 yards for Brandon Banks. He has a touchdown in the game as well. Now on the Montreal 37, Jeremiah Masoli. He'll check it down to Don Jackson, who tried to cut to the middle, lost his footing just inside the 40, a gain of 4. Sean Thomas Erlington was in for Don Jackson, so that's who caught that pass. And it is now second down and long here for the Tiger Cats. Jeremiah Masoli has Thomas Erlington to his left. 3 receivers to the field side to his right. And that's where Masoli has to run. The pressure coming from Montreal again. A flag flies, and that pass goes incomplete, intended for Jalen Ackland, but there is a flag in the Hamilton backfield.
The quarterback starts to escape the pocket. You expect a holding here when that, direction of the rush changes. Those guys can see the quarterback, and the offensive lineman can't.
Holding. Hamilton, number 54. 10-yard penalty.
The other salty vet over there.
Yes.
But like I said, it's a really tough blocking situation. You think your quarterback's in the pocket, and when that guy changes directions, your hands are gripped onto jersey, and it starts to show. That holding starts to show up there. Boy, that hurts too. Ticats were arguably in field goal position or on the cusp of it, and now 2nd and 20-something now is a hard gain to make.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Masoli under pressure again. Oh boy, and he is sacked. And it's brought down by Marc-Antoine Dequoy. And that's another big loss for Hamilton. They are pushed back onto their side of the field, so what looked like some points coming won't. It'll be a punt situation.
Well, it went from the cusp of field goal range to, well, at least we can pin them deep with a punt, to now you're pretty much in a regular punting field position here, and the Montreal return man has his heels at his own 14-yard line, and not pinned back deep by any means yet.
Montreal's defense coming up big early in the fourth quarter. 10-point lead for the Tiger Cats. Under 12 minutes to go in the game. Joel Whitford on to punt for Hamilton. Back to receive is Greg Reed. Whitford trying to kick it to the near sideline. Is outside the numbers. And the flags fly, likely no yards. And Greg Reed has a good return going. He takes it up to the 40-yard line. And you'd have to think that flag's going to be against Hamilton. We will sort it out when we come back. Montreal's offense coming on the field. It's 20-10. Ticats lead in the fourth quarter on the Ticats Audio Network. 11:33 to go in the game. Hamilton leads Montreal 20-10. I'm RJ Broadhead along with Luke Tasker. And Montreal will start this drive. Looks like from their own 39-yard line. So just shy of their own 40. Hamilton defense has had a strong game. Williams
Hamilton number 88. The gain was greater. It's first down. Both penalties declined.
Pardon me, talking over that penalty.
The gain was greater than the no yards, and so the penalty gets negated.
All right.
Very interesting. But so, even so, though, it was over a 15-yard return, and that was a really bad turn of events over 4 plays there for the Tiger Cats, who had penalty, sack, bad punt.
Yeah.
Not a great series there.
Montreal on their own 39. Trevor Harris back about 4 steps in the shotgun. Eludes the first wave of pressure. Eugene Lewis open downfield, and it's knocked away at the last moment by Des Lawrence. Lewis got open again, but this is not good news for the Tiger Cats. Lawrence is down and looks like he is in pain after breaking up that play.
And I think he was catching up to Eugene Lewis, who I think really...
Offside. Montreal number 11. Penalties declined. Second down.
And I take it back. I was going to say Eugene Lewis maybe dropped that on a second look. It was a fantastic breakup by Des Lawrence, who got a hand in there. But I can attest, when you lay out like that to make a play, and you're really giving every muscle of your body towards the effort of breaking up that pass or making a catch, however you lay out, you have nothing left in yourself to protect yourself. So
yes.
You hit the turf, and however your body was shaped at the moment you were max effort to make a play, and that is, it looks to me like he's shaking off his arm or his shoulder or something. That's a unbelievable pass breakup and great effort by Des Lawrence, really sacrificing himself to avoid what would have been potentially a 35-yard gain or break free for a touchdown.
Yeah, you're right, Luke. He's favoring that right arm, and
yeah.
as he reached in, it was no regard for his body. He was just trying to break up that play, and this is significant because Keontae Evans was a game-time decision, and he couldn't play. So the secondary has already been revamped with Stavros Katsantonis at safety. Tunde Adeleke came in at the half, and now at the halfback spot. Let's see what they do. It looks like Cam Kelly is going to move from linebacker into the cornerback on the field side.
Nick Cross comes on the field there.
So Montreal, 2nd and 10 from their own 39. Trevor Harris under pressure again. Julian Hauser hauls him in, and then Jovan Santos Knox makes sure he stays down. Huge sack for the defense.
Absolutely. It's this defensive front for the Ticats that's carrying the day consistently, and at any moment when Montreal threatens to take back the game or to take it over again, it's the defensive front that's making these big plays. Just an unbelievably timely sack there. 3rd and 18, definite punting situation here, and gives the defense time to reevaluate after that loss of Des Lawrence due to injury.
For sure. Zima on to punt. Pappy White drifts into his own 35. He's right at the numbers on the near side. Tries to cut to the middle of the field. There's nothing there, and gets a gain of about 3 yards on that return. 10 minutes and 17 seconds remain in the game. Hamilton leads 20-10. Welcome back to Tim Hortons Field for the East semifinal. RJ Broadhead along with Luke Tasker. Just over 10 minutes to go in the game. Hamilton had a 20-3 lead. Montreal has scored the only points of the second half, and now it's a 10-point lead, a Eugene Lewis touchdown. You've talked about the front four for the Tiger Cats. They've managed 4 sacks, created a couple of turnovers, and they came up big again on Trevor Harris. Julian Hauser gets the sack, and now Hamilton back to offense with Jeremiah Masoli. Masoli 14 for 22, 149 yards. He's thrown a touchdown, has not turned the ball over. Hamilton starting from their own 38-yard line. Play action and the throw out of the reach of Nico Kalinic. Pressure coming again. Montreal just keeps coming after Masoli here in the second half.
Yeah, there's been a couple blitzes from the outside of the box. Sam linebackers Patrick Levels has been coming in a few times. That one right there was by Chris Aki. But they've come free a couple times in this third quarter. They've got some creative blitzes that they're doing in 2nd and 10 here. Really big time for the Hamilton offense to try to keep the ball in their hands and continue to kill this clock.
4 receivers to the field side. In motion, 3 of them. Masoli looks to the field side. That's to his right. It is complete to Tim White, who's one of the best in the league at yards after the catch, and he will be very close to a first down. Looks like he got 7 yards, so he'll be a couple short.
Again, Patrick Levels was blitzed from well outside of the box to Jeremiah Masoli's right. That's where Soli threw that to Tim White, but like you said, RJ, just not enough. But meaningful gain anyways. That 8 yards is 8 yards, and that allows a little bit more of a comfortable time for this punt here by Joel Whitford. The previous punt was not good. They need to kick this ball well for the remainder of this fourth quarter.
Whitford standing on his 31-yard line. Clock running, 9 minutes, 15 seconds. and ticking down. Whitford, his kick, this one better, sending Greg Reed back to his own 20, right near the far sideline, trying to work his way back into the middle of the field, but the Tiger Cats special teams able to bring him down at the Montreal 30-yard line.
Yeah, well placed. Here's some of the field sounds there, but a really placed kick right on the sidelines. That's exactly what the Ticats needed to do. This defense we've been praising all night, but they are not done. They are going to have to continue to play that way, and now they're going to get tested, and they're going to have to flex and bend with what they've been dealt with the injuries that they have, and we're going to see how Trevor Harris attacks some of this newly aligned defense. Cameron Kelly at the field corner here, the Sam linebacker.
Trevor Harris with the crowd loud, the blackout in effect, the crowd wearing black, and Harris waiting to pass, stays in the pocket. That's over the head of Eugene Lewis and goes incomplete. Harris flat on his back, and Dylan Wynn right in the middle of things. He was called for 2 roughing the passer penalties on an early drive by Montreal that led to a field goal. Yeah,
he was in the mix back there again, but no orange on the field. Really incredible that incredible athletic attributes that Cam Kelly goes from Sam linebacker and then just takes the spot at field corner to fill in while he's gone. In fact, he's somewhere else now, actually, because Jamal rolls at field corner again. Amazing how they're just making it work with what they've been dealt with injuries.
Des Lawrence has come in. Trevor Harris going for a deep ball, throwing to Quan Bray, and right in the middle of things, double coverage, knocked away by Jamal Roll, and Cam Kelly was there too. Incomplete, 2 and out. Montreal will have to kick.
So that was incredible. Now it looks like there's a challenge from Kari Jones.
Yep.
That was amazing there. They went right to that field side there with a deep ball, assuming, I'm sure, that Cam Kelly would still be out there in coverage, and Mark Washington or the Ticats defense, whoever's making those adjustments right now, Jamal Roll happened to be back out there for that play. Really incredible.
Montreal's chance on the previous play for pass interference. The play will be reviewed.
Well, this will be interesting. We'll get another look and let you know. It almost looked like Quan Bray was the one holding. The challenge, we'll have the result for you. We got to take a break. It's 20-10. Ticats lead, 4th quarter, 8:31 to go. This is the Ticats Audio Network. So Montreal challenged that there'd be pass interference. We're going to get the result of that challenge right now.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Montreal, by losing the challenge, has lost the timeout. Third down.
You can tell that it was positive for the Tiger Cats. Big crowd reaction at Tim Hortons Field. It was a huge play. We got to see the replay, and it looked almost more like Quan Bray was holding Jamal Roll.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that was a no call there. It was just 2 guys fighting for the football.
Second straight 2 and out for Montreal. 8.5 minutes to go. The clock is running. Joseph Zima on his own 15-yard line to punt this football. Happy White coming in. Not a great punt from Zima. And it bounces at the Hamilton 50, and White will pick it up. It's going to be a no yards on Montreal. He ran laterally along that 50-yard line. Didn't get much of a gain, but the penalty will go against Montreal on the no yards.
I think it should be a 15-yard no yards. It doesn't look like they were making any effort to get out of that halo, which you cannot just purposely obstruct the 5-yard halo.
It looks like they're going to spot the ball. The officials are right around midfield.
Right.
They haven't put the ball down. Hamilton's come out of the huddle ready to go.
Well, I'm not sure. Well, he's nope. Yeah, I guess they picked up the flag. Maybe is that right? Where
5 yards.
Pappy White got canceled. Okay, they did it. They got the small no yards infraction.
Yep.
Right. All right.
8 minutes, 13 seconds to go. Hamilton offense back on the field. The Tiger Cats lead this East semifinal 20-10. Masoli. A handoff, and that will be no gain for the Tiger Cats. Don Jackson just couldn't find an opening on that handoff.
Yeah, it is. The first down run game attack has just not proved to be very efficient tonight, and that is just so hard to repeatedly be in that 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9, in this case 2nd and 10.
Right at midfield, Tiger Cats. Another 2nd and long. 3 receivers to the boundary side. That's the near side. 2 Masoli's left. Empty backfield for Masoli. He throws to his right, and it's caught. It'll be a gain of just a couple for the Tiger Cats, so it's not enough. It was caught by Brandon Banks, and he was trying to make something happen. I think he lost his footing. So
We've started to see that a little bit more this second half. Like you said, it's been snowing kind of consistently, but doesn't build up on the field.
Yeah.
I think by now it must be getting a little bit mushy out there. We haven't seen much slipping and sliding, but in the second half, just a few occasions we have.
We've seen lots of punts lately. It remains a 10-point lead for the Tiger Cats. 9th punt of the half. So the defenses have stepped it up in the second half. Montreal, the only team to score in the second half. Eugene Lewis touchdown has closed the Hamilton lead to just 10 points. Joel Whitford, his kick fielded by Greg Reed at his own 10-yard line, tries to cut to his right, which is toward the sideline, and special teams great again for the Tiger Cats. Montreal will be starting from, looks like, their own 15-yard line. All 3 phases of the games, Coach O always talks about it, and that's a big special teams play to limit the return from Greg Reed.
Yeah, they've done a decent job for the coverage units tonight, with the exception of a punt return or 2 from Montreal. Montreal has repeatedly tonight started, behind their own 20-yard line. With mixed results, they did drive the entire field length for a touchdown early on in the third quarter here, but to do it time and again is very difficult.
Trevor Harris flanked by 2 running backs, but he is going to pass. Couple of steps back, nobody open. Now he'll throw to his left. A long throw to Quan Bray, and he is hit by Jamal Roll. Knocked it away. It's incomplete.
Back-to-back plays where Jamal Roll is right where he needs to be and breaks up a pass right at the moment of the catch. Fantastic job by a guy who has played all over the defensive secondary wherever he has needed to. He's gone from his boundary corner to the field corner and just about everywhere in between, and excellent pass breakup to make it 2nd and 10.
One of 6 defensive all-stars for the Tiger Cats. Jamal Roll, big play there. Trevor Harris has thrown 4 straight incompletions. 2nd and 10 from their own 16. Harris under pressure again, tries to throw. It's knocked out of his hand. Jovan Santos knocks. He was the one who knocked it down. Looks like Montreal fell on it, but it is a loss of 8 yards. And now they'll have to punt from their end zone. Defense does it again, Luke.
Again, the front 4, they have absolutely been the all-stars tonight for the Hamilton team on whole, and now they're punting out of their own end zone with a goalpost right ahead of them as well.
Pappy White standing at the Montreal 50. Montreal has to kick this ball. Pretty good kick from Joseph Zima. Moves Pappy White back to midfield. And he drops the ball. Pappy White fumbles, and there's a scramble for it, and Montreal saying they have it. Oh boy, and they do. Montreal jumped on that fumble from Pappy White, and how things have changed all of a sudden. Montreal has the ball right at midfield.
Coach O's got his flag in the air, his yellow challenge flag. He was right in front of this punt return and maybe saw something. I actually think it does look to me like it has to be called a fumble. It was well out of his arms, but I think he may be challenging a no yards, and there may be reason to believe that could be true. It was close.
The flag is officially on the field from Orlando Steinauer. Coach O 4 for 7 in challenges. 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the game. Hamilton up by 10 points. It's 20-10. We'll get the official call from referee Tim Croker after he talks to.
Looks like this might not
Coach
be
O.
challengeable, or he just dropped it on the field again, his challenge flag. I don't know.
Double challenge.
Double it.
Well, here we'll get the announcement.
The previous play for no yards. Okay. The play will be reviewed.
Yeah, I think he was explaining to Coach O that that every turnover is reviewed, and just to make sure he wasn't. But that's not what he was challenging. He's challenging the no yards call, and
getting another look at it here. Oh boy.
Well, he may have a case here. I think they're both inside of what was the 50-yard line and the center line where Pappy White attempted to field this punt. And in fact, he really never did secure this ball. It kind of bobbled right from the start and got out of control.
A wise challenge from Coach O. Montreal would have this ball right at midfield. And it is close. It is close whether that was inside the 5 yards. In real time, it would be tough for an official to make that call. That's the beauty of replay. And it looks like the Hamilton offense is coming on the field, so they're pretty confident they're going to win this challenge.
After review,
here's the announcement.
No yards. Montreal.
Oh. Ticats fans take a sigh of relief.
Coach O with the challenges. He was on it. He saw it faster than we did up here. And he's right. They're inside the same. It's easy to see when they're both inside the exact same 5-yard line. It's sort of an easy one to call. I believe it was Patrick Levels who made the infraction, and he was right.
I think it was a Darius Pickett, Luke.
Pickett, and he was trying his absolute hardest, but he got, it's a hard rule to stay in line with.
About a half a yard too far, but it's great for the Tiger Cats. Instead of turning the ball over, they have it at the Montreal 40. Jeremiah Masoli has Don Jackson right behind him. 3 receivers. It's a handoff to Jackson, who cuts to his left, and he'll get close to the 35-yard line. Looks like a gain of about 4.
Well, a little bit more efficient on the first down there. I mean, that was a 3-receiver set. That means you have 8 big bodies in the game, and you're setting up that run game. Still, just a really hard fought 4 or 5-yard gain there. But 2nd and 6, a little bit more comfortable than they found themselves in most of the time in this second half.
4 minutes, 40 seconds. The clock is running. That's all that remains in the game. Hamilton on the Montreal 36-yard line. 2nd and 6. Masoli under pressure, has to run, and then he makes a short pass to Tim White, who's breaking tackles. He's to the 10, and he's tackled by Patrick Levels. The ball came loose, but went straight out of bounds. And Tim White, he is fast. 26 yards, a lot of that after the catch. Masoli under pressure. He scrambled and spotted his favorite receiver this season, Tim White.
Armando Sewell was coming on pressure right up the front, and Jeremiah did an unbelievable job of escaping the pocket forward and finding Tim White when his pocket was disappearing, when his time for a throw was disappearing, and then a fantastic job by Tim White to get out to the edge for the extra yardage. Hugely important play for this fourth quarter, that they maintain possession of the ball and the clock, and now they're threatening to score, of course.
Down to the Montreal 12-yard line. Snow lightly falling at Tim Hortons Field. It has all game. Masoli play action. And he dumps it off to Sean Thomas Erlington, who maybe got a yard. Brought down at the near sideline as he was running to his left.
Again, we've talked about the Hamilton front four. The Montreal rush has been very strong in this second half. They've caused all sorts of issues, and even on the positive gains that Hamilton has been able to make, it's been quick decisions and quick throws by Masoli.
Getting close to the 3-minute warning. Hamilton 2nd and 8. They're on the Montreal 10-yard line. Jalen Acklin, Brandon Banks, they'll come to the near side. 3 receivers to the boundary side, and the throw out of the reach of Sean Thomas Erlington. It's incomplete with 3 minutes and 23 seconds on the clock. And we'll likely see Michael Domagala come onto the field to try for his 3rd field goal of the game. He's hit 2, both from 38 yards. 2 for 2 in the game. Ticats trying for their first points of the second half. So the ball on the near hash mark, it'll be about a 18-yard field goal here for Damagala, a short one. Points important for the Tiger Cats, trying to make it a 13-point lead. And Michael Damagala, a perfect day. His third field goal. He hits from 18 yards, and it's 23-10. Tiger Cats lead with 3 minutes and 6 seconds to go.
So getting into the end of this fourth quarter here, it's all or nothing for Montreal. And we have seen this go wrong this year for the Ticats defense. We have. And it's a very difficult time in the game for a defense. Montreal has the ability to take all risks they can. They're going to go for it on third down. They're going to throw the ball deep. They're going to try to get penalties out of the defensive secondary. Huge time right now to stay firm like they have all night.
Montreal, one of those teams to have a late comeback against the Tiger Cats. Harris, quick pass. It's complete to Quan Bray, and he's brought down after a gain of 7 or 8. We're to the 3-minute warning. There's 2 minutes and 53 seconds to go. It'll be second and about 2 yards for Montreal when we come back. Hamilton leads 23-10. Not much time to go. You're listening to the Ticats Audio Network. Back at Tim Hortons Field into the final 3 minutes of the East semifinal. Montreal 2nd and 2 from their own 43. 2 minutes, 53 seconds on the clock. Hamilton leads 23-10. Trevor Harris has William Stanback to his left. Stanback limited to just 29 yards in the game. Harris wants to pass under pressure. He's hit as he throws, and it goes incomplete. I think the whistle is gone. Des Lawrence pounced on the ball anyway.
It wasn't. They hadn't blown the whistle yet. That was very strange. And I'm not sure what they're still deciding what this is going to say. Most of the players thought it was dead, though, didn't they?
Des Lawrence kept going and pounced on it.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Okay.
Timer, please put 2:42 on the clock.
So it is incomplete. Trevor Harris was knocked down and sitting on the turf, waving his arms in the incomplete pass motion. 3rd and 2. This is it. Montreal needs to convert, or the Tiger Cats will take over on downs. 2 minutes, 43 seconds to go. And Montreal on their own 43-yard line. Alouettes need 2 yards to get this first down. 3rd down, Trevor Harris has Stanback to his right. 3 receivers to the field side. Trevor Harris in the shotgun, throws across the middle. Reggie White Jr. catches it, running to his left, and he does have the first down. So Montreal keeps this drive going with a big 3rd down conversion. Trevor Harris back, ready to go. Clock is running, 2.5 minutes to go. Close to midfield. Harris wanted to throw, nobody open. Now he has to roll to his right. And at the sideline, it is complete to Keon Julian Grant, and he'll be close to a first down. Got himself positioned right at that first down marker along the sideline. Looks like he'll be about a yard short.
You can see the Montreal receiving corps keeping in mind the clock, keeping in mind getting the ball to the receiver and trying to get out of bounds. But in truth, there is still a lot of time left in this game.
They are down by 13. 2nd and 1. They're in 3-down territory. Little toss up the middle. It is caught, and dragging defenders is Cameron Artis-Payne, and he'll get another first down out of that. 12 yards, and about 10 of those yards were dragging Tiger Cats defenders.
Artis-Payne and Stanback both have just proven tonight to be very, very hard to take down on that first contact.
Now Montreal on to the Hamilton 38-yard line. Just over 2 minutes to go. 13-point lead for the Tiger Cats. Harris throwing deep again, looking for Eugene Lewis in triple coverage, and he caught that football. Eugene Lewis inside the 10-yard line. He had Tiger Cats all around him, and he caught it. A 19-yard gain.
This is what can happen. That is really a low probability throw, and Des Lawrence was in great position along with Cam Kelly and I believe Cariel Brooks back there as well, but it got bobbled up, and Eugene Lewis did an unbelievable job of being the guy to pull it in.
Under 2 minutes to go now. Montreal on the Hamilton 9. Trevor Harris, he's looking for the end zone. Almost picked off by Cariel Brooks. The intended receiver was Reggie White Jr. It is incomplete.
Cariel Brooks is upset for the non-offensive pass interference call there. And that would have been a huge interception and a real nail in the coffin from the Ticats defense, who's been great.
That would have been the guy to get it. Tied for the league lead with 5 interceptions this year. 2nd and 9. Minute 50 to go. Montreal in 3 down territory. They're down by 13. Trevor Harris, another 3 steps back, throws into the end zone. It's bobbled, intended for Jake Winicky, and Stavros Katsantonis was able to knock it away.
Unbelievable play. Katsantonis is coming in and taking that spot that Adeleke is normally there, and what a great pass breakup. He got his hand in there. There was no question that it was a clean breakup and not a pass interference. Wow, just a very, very athletic and impressive play.
Have to watch number 9, Jake Winicky. That's who Harris targeted there. He led the CFL in touchdowns with 11. Now it's 3rd down for Montreal. They already converted 1 3rd down on this drive. They're on the Hamilton 9. Montreal trying to cut into the lead, but this is 3rd down. Harris looking end zone again. Quan Bray dives for it, and it is incomplete.
Tunde Adeleke, he's had a night full of targets and breakups and completions, and that was just a beautiful job of laying out and making sure that was not going to be the play that made this game close again, and Hamilton gets a chance to take over now deep in their own end.
The defense, there was a bend, not a break. That was tough catch for Quan Bray. It hit his hands, and Tunde Adeleke was right there to just distract Bray enough that he could not haul it in. It would have been a tough catch. He was diving to his right. Now Hamilton from their own 9. There's a minute 38 on the clock. Tiger Cats leading by 13. Jeremiah Masoli, hands off, and working for a pretty good gain on 1st down with the handoff to Don Jackson.
Timeout, Montreal.
Montreal will call a timeout. 4 or 5 for Jackson. Minute 32 remain in this game. Hamilton leading 23-10. This would be big for the Tiger Cats to get a 1st down, take a little more time off the clock, and put it in cruise control and punch their ticket to the East Final.
It would be. Montreal, no more timeouts after the lost challenge earlier this half.
2nd and 6, Hamilton on their own 13-yard line. Masoli hands off again to Don Jackson. Tries to go up the middle. Ty Cranston, the safety, is right there, and the Tiger Cats will be short of the 1st down. Looks like by about a yard. And who's coming on the field? It is Joel Whitford, the punter of the Tiger Cats. Just a little too risky to go for that, a little too far and a little too deep in the Tiger Cats' end. So Montreal will get this ball back.
So they have Tunde Adeleke back there in the punting position because they're going to take as much time as they can here and take the safety. which is a great decision because that'll put this game to 11, which is effectively the same as 13, right? So
yes.
And Tunde, with all this space back there, he's probably going to be able to take a lot of time off this clock by just running around and staying alive.
Whitford was on the field, but you're right. It is Adeleke back there, and you called it, Luke, exactly what he's doing. He goes back into his end zone, now trying to run away from the Montreal defenders who want to bring him down as quick as possible. And he is brought down in the end zone. And Hamilton not happy with that tackle. It looked like it was close to a horse collar tackle. No flag, though.
Just had a...
it was his hair, grabbed his hair. Tunde Adeleke has the long hair, and Monchadrick Hunter grabbed the hair. So that's why Hamilton's not happy.
Well, no call on it, so they'll get awarded the 2 points and start back in their own end. It's a great decision. That would have been that drive start would have been well ahead of the center line, barring any penalties or anything else for the Montreal offense. And now there's 58 seconds left in the game and an 11-point lead.
How you feeling? Confident?
Well, you never want to say that with the CFL, man. We might still 10 minutes from now we might still be here. There might be still time left on the clock, but good decision there by Coach O.
Hamilton gives up the safety. It's 23-12, as Luke mentioned, 11-point lead. It's been a real playoff atmosphere in Hamilton today. 1 o'clock local kickoff, and the lights have been on the whole time. Overcast, snowing. This is the least it's been snowing all day. They've done a great job on the field, keeping it clear. Only a couple of times we've seen players slip. The Hamilton defense has been excellent, creating 3 turnovers in the game. That was big in the first half to give Hamilton a 20-3 lead coming into the second half. It's now an 11-point lead under a minute to go. Montreal down a couple of scores, and Trevor Harris in big trouble, scrambling around in the pocket, finally makes a throw, and it goes incomplete. He was trying to get it to William Stanback, but he couldn't come up with a catch, and it'll be 2nd and 10, and all that did was take time off the clock.
Yep, and of course, Jagarrett Davis is right in the mix there, and everything was collapsing right around Trevor Harris. It's just been such an impressive performance by the Ticats front four.
Here we go again, 2nd and 10 from their own 35, 51 seconds to go in the game. Trevor Harris back another 4 steps after taking the snap, and the shotgun tries to make the pass. He's hit as he throws. Ball is loose. And not sure if that was a throwing motion or if Hamilton has come up with another turnover and celebrating. Dylan Wynn, Jagarrett Davis.
And they're going to call it a fumble and a turnover. That is just unbelievable. The amount of turnovers forced tonight by the defensive pressure of the Ticats, and it's Dylan Wynn in this time. Clean hit on Trevor Harris, and boy, that game started off for 98. This game started off with 2 costly personal fouls, but what a great way to finish off his defensive performance tonight.
Hamilton comes up with the ball, and Dylan Wynn, Jagarrett Davis got some dance moves. You teach him those.
Oh, not me.
So Hamilton gets the ball. 4th turnover of the game. Trevor Harris has 3 fumbles that Hamilton has recovered. The secondary doing a great job by the Tiger Cats, giving the front 4 a time to get to Trevor Harris, not leaving receivers open. And knee from Jeremiah Masoli. Clock running, 35 seconds to go. Don Jackson trying to get the crowd fired up. Hamilton heading to the East Final. Slow start, not much going in the opening half, but the defense creating some turnovers. And the offense got going with some short fields. And how about coming into this game, William Stanback, such a big topic, such an important part of the Montreal offense. held to 29 yards.
It's really unbelievable, and that was how the regular season for him. That Hamilton was the team that he struggled the most against, and that's the best play in football. And on to the next week.
Hamilton has won the East semifinal against Montreal 23-12, and Hamilton's season continues. They will play next Sunday in Toronto, a place where they have not had success. 1-3 against the Argonauts, but no doubt the Tiger Cats wanted another crack at them. Luke, your thoughts on this East semifinal and the Tiger Cats' performance?
Boy, it is dramatic how it has shaped up. The Hamilton Tiger Cats have played so well really throughout October and November, with the exception of that one night in Toronto.
Yes.
And that's how football goes. Now you've got to go back there and overcome that, get that monkey off your back of the really one of your worst games of the season, and you got to kind of go make that right. Now, that said, the Ticats love playing in Toronto. Apart from what's happened there this year, we're going to go right down the highway. They get to sleep in their own beds that night. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic playoff game this coming week, and who better than the Ticats and the Argos to face off to see who's going to come back to Tim Hortons Field for the Grey Cup.
And Ticats fans, if you want to go to the game, go to argonauts.ca for tickets and maybe make it a blackout at BMO Field.
There we go.
Well, the Tiger Cats checked all the boxes. They created turnovers, 4 of them, 3 fumbles and an interception by Stavros Katsantonis. And William Stanback, it was important to stop him. 29 yards is all the Hamilton defense allowed. The Ticats defense is number 1 against the run in the CFL this year, and they just put an exclamation point on it with stopping Stanback in this one. Tiger Cats are moving on to the East Final next Sunday against the Toronto Argonauts. Big win, 23-12 this afternoon against the Montreal Alouettes in the East semifinal. Now the Tiger Cats have won 5 of their last 6 games, so they go into the East Final red hot. For our executive producer, Dave Cadeau, our statistician, Greg Hood, our technician, Michael Steyer, and, of course, Luke Tasker, I'm RJ Broadhead. Thanks for listening to Tiger Cats Football on the Ticats Audio Network.
Ticats Audio Network.